Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to take complex ideas, guidance sources in this case, and really break them down into something clear and useful.
That's right. And today we've got a really specific kind of custom deep dive. We're looking at a three-card reading.
Yeah, a reading that maps out, well, a whole journey, doesn't it? Momentum, hitting a snag, and then finding a way through.
Exactly. The cards are the Fool, the Magician, and the High Priestess. And we're using that classic past, present, future spread.
So, our mission today is pretty focused. We want to dissect what these cards tell us about your recent past, really get to the bottom of why things might feel stalled right now, and figure out the best path forward, towards what really fulfills you.
It's a common pattern, actually.
The story arc here is, well, it's quite striking. It starts with this big leap of faith, a really positive start.
Yeah, full of energy.
But then somehow that momentum just fizzles out, leading to confusion now.
A definite stall.
But the good news is these sources point towards a clear path to resolution. And interestingly, it seems the answers are already inside you.
That's the core message, I think. It's crucial to get these three archetypes, the raw potential, the power to act, and that inner wisdom. They aren't just describing cards. They map out phases we all go through in any big new project or change.
So we're basically looking at the emotional history of a recent venture.
Exactly. To pinpoint where the blockage is now and how to get past it.
Okay, let's start where it all began then, the recent past. The energy kicking things off was the Fool upright. So this suggests starting out with just absolute faith.
Pretty much. The Fool upright, it's that moment of pure initiation, huge new beginnings, untapped potential. It confirms you were right there at a really pivotal moment.
And you jumped.
And you jumped. Whether it was a career change, a big move, a new relationship, whatever it was, you launched it without needing all the guarantees.
A lot of people get stuck there, don't they? Waiting until they feel 100% ready. Was this Fool phase about embracing being a bit naive, maybe? Or was it more strategic than that?
Oh, I think it was definitely strategic in its own way. The key thing here was that necessary leap of faith. The guidance was saying, listen to your gut, not just your head.
Right.
You went into it with this open, curious mind, maybe a bit excited even, prioritizing actually starting over, having every single detail planned out.
Because if you'd waited for the perfect plan...
The moment might have passed.
Exactly. So the message wasn't just go for it. It was more like the time is NW.
Yeah.
No getting bogged down in what ifs or trying to make it perfect first.
Precisely. You started out with what you needed, the essentials, trusting you were ready enough and could figure out the rest. Adapt as you go. That phase needed creativity, spontaneity. It was all about generating ideas and just pure forward motion. The initial success came because you didn't let fear or worry weigh you down.
That initial burst of energy, that velocity, that's the key thing to remember from the past phase.
Absolutely. That forward thrust.
Okay, that momentum sounds fantastic. But here's where the story takes a twist, isn't it? Logically, the Fool's energy should lead to success, but our sources show things slowing right down.
A sharp deceleration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we move to the present, and the card's signaling this is the Magician reversed. This feels like a really critical point for diagnosis.
It really is. This reversal suggests that proactive energy, that ability to make things happen, has somehow stalled out, or it's being applied in the wrong way.
Misdirected.
Could be. The Magician upright has all the tools, all the resources,
Okay.
right? But reversed, it means either you're thinking about what you want to manifest but just not doing anything, or you are taking action but you're just not seeing any results, like zero progress.
Okay, but if you have the skills and resources, which is what the Magician usually represents, why the reversal? Is it just, putting things off? Or is there something deeper going on with the strategy?
It's usually more than just procrastination. The reversal often points to a problem with how you're using your resources, or maybe a lack of focus.
Oh, okay.
You've got the talent, but the way you're applying it is, well, flawed. We need to translate this. Think of the Magician reversed as maybe signaling like scope creep, trying to do too much.
Ah, I see. Or resource paralysis, like having too many options and not knowing where to start.
That too, absolutely. You're sort of frozen, even though you have everything you need.
So let's nail down these blockages. What specific things are getting in the way right now, according to the sources?
Okay, yeah. We can pinpoint maybe three key things. These are the real nuggets for you listening. First, there's often a lack of a clear how.
Right. Great idea, but no roadmap.
Exactly. The vision might be brilliant, but there's no concrete step-by-step plan to get from A to B, from the concept to the reality.
Okay, that makes sense. What's the second blockage?
Second, your efforts might be misdirected or unfocused. And this usually happens because the end goal itself isn't clearly defined enough.
So you're busy, but maybe busy with the wrong things.
Precisely. Working hard, maybe on stuff that feels productive, but it's tangential. It doesn't actually serve the core objective.
Yeah.
Spinning plates, like you said, but they're not the ones that matter.
Okay. And the third one, this must link back to that loss of momentum we talked about.
Yes. The third one, and this can be the most damaging, I think, is the loss of connection with your core why.
Ah.
Remember that fool's leap? Back then, the why was probably really strong, really visceral. But now, maybe rational doubts, maybe external pressures, they've kind of clouded it over.
Leading to just
Yeah,
no motivation, no energy.
exactly. A profound lack of drive.
That why is crucial. And you mentioned something else, something almost alarming about this reversal, that it might not even be your fault.
Well, yeah, this is a really important angle.
Yeah.
The magician reverse can sometimes act like a big warning sign from the universe.
Yeah.
Like flashing lights saying, stop, go back. Yeah. If the goal you're pushing so hard for feels this difficult, this confusing, this unrewarding, the guidance suggests maybe the goal itself is wrong for you.
Wow.
Like it's fundamentally out of sync with your highest good or what will actually make you happy long term.
That's huge. It's asking you to consider that the struggle isn't a test you need to pass, but a signal that you're heading in the wrong direction.
Exactly. So the skills are there, the potential is there, but the path needs an immediate rethink, a course correction.
Okay, so the capabilities are intact, but the magician reverse confirms they're just not being used effectively right now.
Not being maximized. You probably have that feeling, that sense that you're capable of so much more, but something's blocking you from really unleashing your full potential.
Right.
So the advice here isn't try harder, it's see this stagnation as vital feedback. It's demanding you pivot, change direction.
Okay, we definitely need that pivot. That leads us perfectly to the future guidance, which comes from the High Priestess upright. This card sounds like the antidote we need for this confusion and stagnation.
It really is. The High Priestess signals a complete shift in approach, a radical one, actually.
How so?
Well, the magician, even reversed, was trying to fix things through external action, logic, managing resources, right? The High Priestess says, nope, stop that. Start being.
Yeah.
We need to move from the active material world into the realm of the subconscious mind, inner wisdom, intuition, pattern recognition.
Okay, let's translate that. If the magician reversed was about external execution failing, what's the High Priestess's internal audit about? How does that work in a practical sense?
Think of it like hitting pause for some deep internal data analysis, a strategic pause for internal auditing. The High Priestess holds the key to inner knowing. She understands all the information you've gathered subconsciously but haven't processed yet.
So the answers are already there.
Pretty much. The path forward, the way to realign your goals and use your skills effectively, requires you to get still, really still, and tune into your intuition. The answers won't come from more brainstorming, more spreadsheets, more planning.
Not from rationalizing.
No. They'll emerge from that deep gut feeling, that sense of knowing that often comes up when you're quiet, meditating, walking in nature, just reflecting.
That sounds challenging, especially when you're feeling frustrated about being stuck. The impulse is usually to push harder, do more.
I know, it's counterintuitive, isn't it? But the presence of the High Priestess suggests you're actually perfectly primed right now for a breakthrough in that subconscious processing.
Okay.
The clarity you're desperately seeking, it's already mapped out inside you. You just need to create the space to access it. It's about shifting from analyzing external data to accessing your own internal pattern recognition.
The sources talk about embracing something called the divine feminine here. For people listening, how can we understand and use that energy practically without getting lost in jargon?
Right, good question. It simply refers to those receptive, relational, creative energies we all have, regardless of gender. It's about strategically using things like emotional intelligence, using empathy.
So it's not about ditching competence.
Not at all. The High Priestess isn't saying stop being capable. She's saying stop only relying on those traditionally masculine energies, like constant competition, rigid logic, always pushing forward aggressively. Sometimes that just digs you deeper into the magician's reverse trap.
Ah, I see. So it's about balancing things, integrating these different energies to finally break free and move forward.
That's the absolute key to the breakthrough. And the guidance gives us 3 sort of core principles for doing this.
Okay, let's hear them.
First, feel rather than think. When you face a decision point, Instead of making endless pro-con lists, try tuning into your body. What's your gut feeling? Is there a sense of, yes, this fits, or a feeling of, ugh, no, this is wrong? That's using intuition in real time.
Feel, don't just think. Got it. What's second?
Second, collaborate rather than compete. That external struggle, the need to dominate or control everything, that has to stop. When the magician is reversed, often the ego is just fighting pointless battles. The high priestess encourages building bridges, finding allies, leveraging collective strength, asking for help even. That's how you move things forward now.
Okay, collaborate, don't compete. Makes sense, especially if the old way isn't working. And the third principle, something about creation.
Yes. Create rather than destroy. Focus your energy on building something positive, finding workable solutions. Stop tearing down old ideas just because they weren't perfect. Stop criticizing yourself. And definitely don't just give up on the whole thing.
Because creation has its own energy.
Exactly. It's regenerative. It builds its own momentum, which is precisely what the magician reversed has lost.
Okay, so pulling all this together, connecting the dots from that initial high-energy fool phase through this current frustrating stall to this future state guided by inner wisdom. The big takeaway seems to be treat your intuition like a genuine strategic superpower.
Absolutely. By making that space, by stepping back from the external noise for a bit and just listening to that quiet center inside you, that's how you clear the blockage the magician reverse is screaming about.
The answers aren't out there
But
somewhere.
waiting inside. You just need to actually listen to the data you already have.
Wow, what an incredible narrative arc. Okay, just to quickly recap this journey for everyone listening. You started with a successful, totally necessary leap of faith. That was the Fool.
High energy.
Then things hit a wall, a stall in momentum caused by maybe misdirection, maybe lack of clarity. That's the magician reversed, causing trouble now.
The current sticking point.
But the resolution, the path forward, is found entirely through turning inward, accessing inner wisdom and intuition guided by the high priestess.
That's the map. And we've seen that the shift required involves tapping into those more receptive relational energies, feeling and creating.
Right.
So the challenge for you now, listening to this, is really specific. We know the magician reversed suggests that external competition trying to force things isn't working. Therefore, the final thought to leave you with is this. Identify which specific relationship or which area of your work or personal life right now needs you to consciously swap the approach of competition for collaboration. Where can you build a bridge instead of a wall?
Behind that collaborator, that partnership.
That's likely your quickest, most effective way out of this current stagnation. Find where collaboration can replace competition and act on it.